Why are people painting Diddy as the victim? 50 Cent's documentary provided evidence that suggests Diddy was behind the murders of Tupac and Biggie. It also detailed his mistreatment of many people, such as the co-founder of Bad Boy Records. And of course, it covered his sexual abuse of both women and men. When we stand before God on Judgment Day, He won't ask us about our achievements and possessions. Instead, He'll first want to know whether we accepted or rejected His Son, Jesus. Then, He'll want to know how we treated others. Usually, what we find important, the Most High does not. Instead, He places a premium on how we treat those also made in His image. But people like Rockefeller Records co-founder Dame Dash, former rapper Ja Rule, and activist Dr. Umar Johnson took issue with this evil being exposed.
It was trending.
What is trending now?
The Diddy Combs Reckoning.
Yeah.
Did you check it out?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, so we know that you were saying that it was not going to come out. So
Yeah,
how do you feel that it actually is out now?
I honestly thought, based on like moral codes and like coming from where like a street ethic, I honestly didn't think that he would ever do that.
Why though?
Because I wouldn't.
You didn't know
that would be a good
the
question.
things
Why?
Diddy has done.
Because
you
it's
still
just
think-
not my job to tell. I'm not a black man that's going to tear another black man down. Let them do that.
Ja Rule's response was similar. Dude always telling on somebody. Old dry snitch looking boy. You rat, always have been, always will be a freaking rat. Used car salesman suit wearing, field goal nose having, Herman Munster head looking boy.
But it all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff and he's in exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, he got to go put it on the counter and, show everybody what he's getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo. I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still going to tease him. I'm still going to mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. So when he got I just waited at the counter. When he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like, he gave the guy a stack something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. It's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm here at the door and stuff like that. Like, yeah. So then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff. They're in the room. They busy. They don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. He was like, yo, I don't care, man. I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bro, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed it and threw him against the piano. Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Jay, that's my cousin. He know me well. You know, and Puff was like, yo, Jay, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of freaking going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Dude felt a certain kind of way, and he left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day, and they tried to, you know, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room, and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do? Now, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, man, but you know I ain't taking no losses. Yo, you good, and that was it. Bro, when Ja said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind. What they was doing with those butt plugs.
Right. Yeah,
that was crazy. Yeah, it was real wild.
Are Dame Dash and Ja Rule offended because they've been as sexually deviant as Diddy in their past? Is the truth too close for comfort? It's simple-minded to not hold another man accountable for something as superficial as skin color. People judge by outward appearance, but the Most High looks at the heart. The code of the street, or the ways of Satan, demands, do not tell on someone who's doing wrong. But the Most High says, take no part in the worthless deeds of evil and darkness. Instead, expose them. It is shameful even to talk about the things that ungodly people do in secret, but their evil intentions will be exposed when the light shines on them, for the light makes everything visible.
I saw the Diddy documentary. Here's what I'm going to say about the Diddy documentary. And I have no problem with black people holding black people accountable. I'm having a problem with black people needing to expose black people that in-depthly. Yeah. But you never expose white people who do things to black people. The Roman Catholic Church has taken advantage of way more children than R. Kelly allegedly did. Right. Are you following me? I'm following you. Jeffrey Epstein has taken advantage of way more women than Sean Combs allegedly did. But where is the documentary on Epstein by black people? Where's the documentary on the Roman Catholic Church as excesses on black people? You see what I'm saying? So to me, the 50 Cent documentary, again, respect the 50, no issues there, it is an example of self-hatred disguised as community service. You see how that go? It looks like community service. No, it's not.
Dr. Umar said he's not against black people holding black people accountable, but he too has faced a series of public controversies involving women, mostly around his personal conduct, sexual relationships, and fundraising tactics that target women. So, did he also condemn the documentary so he might continue in his ways? The real issue, however, is idolatry. Idolatry is anything in our lives that have more value to us than God. It's what we look to in order to give us significance, security, safety, and fulfillment, qualities that only God can truly provide. Dame Dash, Dr. Umar, and people like them idolize their race. And because they idolize their race, there can be no accountability for their God or black skin, because that would place them on the same side as the devil in their worldview, which is white people. But what do you think? Like, comment, and subscribe below.